Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today, let's go ahead and put a grade on all the moves the 49ers have done over the past couple of days. That includes draft picks, and yes, that includes the trades they did. Good Lord, it was trade city for the 49ers during the NFL draft. A lot to get into. Let's go ahead and jump right in. With our first grade, the man we talked about just the other day, Javon Kinlaw, our first-round draft pick. San Francisco trades back to get Javon Kinlaw. They trade back one spot to get him, and they're going to fill the hole, obviously, left by DeForest Buckner, and this makes the 49er defense pretty darn elite, right? Like, if the 49er defense was not elite beforehand, and obviously Buckner probably a better player than rookie Kinlaw, but Kinlaw's upside is absolutely fantastic going forward and projecting out here in the 49er defense. This defense is unreal good. This is a great pick. Listen, the Niners could have done a wide receiver here. They could have done a cornerback here. They could have done a defensive tackle here, DN. Whatever they wanted to do here would have turned out to be a good pick because that's how great GM John Lynch and obviously Kyle Shanahan have done in drafts recently. But this pick is fantastic. The grade on this one obviously is an A-. I mentioned that just the other day. This is a move. And again, they only moved back one spot. They picked up a later round draft pick. But drafting Javon Kinlaw gives the 49ers a young defensive guy and the inside. Now, obviously, Eric Armstead's still a young guy. Bosa's still a young guy. He's on the outside, though. But now they have a true defensive tackle who's going to absolutely wreak havoc at the next level in the National Football League. Every single 49er fan should be excited about Javon Kinlaw. The player comparison I keep hearing is the Eagles' Fletcher Cox, just bigger and stronger, which, again, I said the other day, is unreal to even think about. Don't worry about the stats, only 6 sacks at USC. He's a D tackle, right? D tackles don't have crazy good stats unless your name is Aaron Donald. This guy is going to be absolutely fantastic, starting alongside Bosa and Armstead, and for big move from the 49ers here at number 14 overall. They get Javon Kinlaw. My grade's an A-, and I want to ask you guys the question, do the 49ers now have the best defense in the entire NFL? I mean, there are some good defenses out there. The 49ers have the best one. Type Y down below for yes. Type N down below for no. While the ad is rolling here during this ad break. All right, moving on. Their second pick in the first round, which was kind of a weird place for them to go ahead and get it. They decided to come, up a little bit to get their wide receiver, and they got the wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Of course, he is the wide receiver that apparently Kyle Shanahan had very high hopes of drafting here in the first round. A guy who comes into San Francisco wide receiver room that is much needed, right? They really need to go ahead and get an extra wide receiver. They obviously trade up from number 31 to get him, and he has great run after the catch abilities and has great kick return abilities as well to make him kind of multi-rolled with the 49ers. Remember, last year, they had a lot of guys returning kicks. Dante Pettis was supposed to return kicks for a while, and then it kind of moved around on who was going to return kicks for the 49ers. They have their new guy here in Brandon Aiyuk. This, to me, is a great overall pick. Before I give you the grade, though, if you guys want to get either Aiyuk or Kinlaw or someone else's jersey, maybe a new Trent Williams jersey, it could be on your list here for the summer. Go ahead and go to our website, chatsports.com/49ers1 is the place to go ahead and get yourself a new draft jersey. These are all authentic NFL Nike jerseys. Chatsports.com/49ers1 is the place to go ahead and pick that up. The link will be in the description. So Aiyuk's grade, for me, it's a B-. Now, that's only because I like some other wide receivers who are still on the board. But again, when you go ahead and trade up, you use some of those assets to go ahead and get a guy like Brandon Aiyuk. That tells me that Kyle Shanahan is very fond of this guy, and they're going to be able to scheme him open and just get him the football and let him run after the catch. I mean, a guy had 1,100 yards last year, 8 touchdowns, 65 catches. And right now, that depth chart sets at Deebo Samuel. Probably Brandon Aiyuk is your number 2. Jalen Hurd will probably be your number 3. And Dante Pettis, probably most likely Kendrick Bourne will be your number 4 there on the wide receiver depth chart for the San Francisco 49ers. It's a B- only because Mims was still there, Shenault was still there, Higgins was there, and Claypool was still there. In my opinion, I like those wide receivers a little bit better, but I'm not Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is an offensive wizard. If he thinks Aiyuk is better, I will trust Kyle Shanahan on this one. Rate the 49ers' first pick on a scale of 1 to 10. To me, I mean, a 9, right? An 8.5, a 9, pretty darn good. What rating would you guys give the 49er first-round picks? Go ahead and give me a rate down below 1 through 10. Okay, so we knew the 49ers weren't going to have a lot of moves in terms of day 2, and yet they still made some moves that weren't draft picks. You get what I'm saying here? They made a lot of trades. The first one, the one that blew my mind, Trent Williams traded to the San Francisco 49ers literally over the draft weekend. It was an unbelievable move by San Francisco, and he's expected to go ahead and sign a long-term deal with San Francisco. Probably will already have signed that once you guys go ahead and watch this video. This all comes because Joe Staley, the star left tackle for San Francisco for so many years, officially announced his retirement. Today's Saturday when I'm filming this, so today would have been the day he announced his retirement. So instead of going and drafting somebody, the 49ers make a trade for one of the best left tackles in the entire National Football League. The grade on this one has got to be an A. I mean, this is as good as it gets for San Francisco, because look what they gave up. All they did was give up a 5th and a 2021 third to get a star left tackle. Maybe the best left tackle in the National Football League. I mean, there are a lot of teams that are probably very upset that they did not do this trade for Trent Williams, who, again, held out. Obviously, he had some sort of a crazy injury, some sort of medical issues with the Washington Redskins. Ended up hating the Washington Redskins, kind of like Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs. Demanded a trade, didn't play last year, got traded, and here we are. What's your one-word reaction to the Trent Williams trade? For me, blown away. That's probably 2 words. I mean, shocked. How about that? I mean, this is as good as it gets. Give me you guys one-word reaction to the Trent Williams trade. The 49er O-line suddenly, even though it was already pretty good, just got even better because Williams is younger and better than Joe Staley. Williams, Tomlinson, Richburg, Daniel Brunskill, and Mike McGlinchey are projected 5 starting for the 49ers. This trade shocked me, it shocked you, and I think all of us are excited to see what Trent Williams can do protecting the blind side for Jimmy Garoppolo. Moving on, more trades. Matt Breida, we told you it probably would happen, and guess what? It did. He has been traded to the Miami Dolphins. So he fell in the depth chart this past season. We all expected him to go ahead and be let go, especially after Jerick McKinnon restructured his contract and stayed a 49er. This move, sending Breida to the Dolphins, saves $3.3 million in cap space, and in reality, doesn't really affect the 49ers because they already had elite running backs and still have elite running backs on that squad. Another A+ for this trade. You're going to get a little spoiler here. A lot of these trades get really good grades from me because, again, you get a 5th-round draft pick, you get rid of Matt Breida, you free up space, and you make the running back committee a little bit more, I guess, less crowded back there in terms of who's going to share the rock. Mostert, obviously, number 1. Coleman is going to be 1B. You got McKinnon. We'll see what he can do with his knee injury. And then Jeff Wilson Jr. I think San Francisco won this trade, but I guess if you're a Dolphins fan, then you could go ahead and type MIA for the Dolphins. But if you're a 49ers fan and you think 49ers won this trade, type SF down below for San Francisco. The final trade, and again, 3 trades today for our 49ers, was Marquise Goodwin. We told you that one probably would happen, and guess what? It did. The grade on this one, again, is an A+, and it's because we got rid of a wide receiver who, in my opinion, was not going to do a lot for San Francisco going forward, and we got something in return for him from Philadelphia and freed up a lot of cap space as well. $4.2 million in cap space was freed out. We give them to the Eagles. The Eagles give us their 6th-round draft pick. We then give them our 6th-round draft pick, so kind of just take them off our hands in terms of how it worked with Marquise Goodwin. Only 12 catches in 2020. Again, dealt with injuries, just dealt with not being able to get on the football field. This, to me, was an easy trade for the 49ers to make, and again, the wide receiver depth chart is fine without him. They're going to be okay. Samuel, Aiyuk, Hurd, and Kendrick Bourne is going to be just fine. I know you said 3 A+ for all 3 of the 49er trades. I like them that much. I think the Niners made some incredible GM moves. Hats off to GM John Lynch on the day. Now, the draft might be over, but we're going to be covering the entire 49er offseason here at Chat Sports. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel here, as we are, in my opinion, the best 49er channel on YouTube here in the 49ers Report, trying to get to like 25,000 subs, which is crazy. So go ahead, click the red subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. And finally, we need to go ahead and break down all of the remaining later round draft picks for our 49ers. They got an offensive lineman there in the 5th round as they decided to go ahead and get Colton Mikovits, excuse me, is how you pronounce his name, offensive lineman in the 5th round. This is a guy who comes in here and will add depth to the 49ers offensive line. Again, they still went ahead and got a guy like Trent Williams, and now they got a guy who can play a little bit more guard, but can kind of swing out on the offensive line as well. He probably can be viewed as a right tackle, although he can also, I think, play on the inside. Here's what he said during the, I believe, the Senior Bowl when asked where he was going to be playing. Quote, speaking to a few different NFL teams at the Senior Bowl, the consistent feedback I was receiving was that the league viewed me as a right tackle. I played a little guard in my time as well, and some team members mentioned that as a possibility. So, again, when you get to these later round draft picks, especially in the offensive line, you're looking for flexibility, you're looking for versatility, someone who can move around on the offensive line. Again, if you need to fill a guard spot, you need to fill a right tackle spot. He's not going to start anytime soon, but Colton adds some good depth on the offensive line. The grade there is a B-, as a lot of these ones are kind of hard to go ahead and grade, but we needed some defense or some offensive line depth, and B- to me works really well. The next one here is a tight end, Charlie Woerner, out of UGA, with the 190th pick, very late in the final day of the NFL draft. This one's really interesting. I wasn't thrilled on Charlie Woerner. I thought there were some better tight ends in the NFL draft, but we didn't have early picks, so, you know, what are you going to do? I can't force them to be on our squad. Pro Football Focus graded him more as a fullback. Like, at Georgia the last couple of years, he only saw 32 targets the last 2 seasons. He's more of a blocking tight end, but he's not really big enough to be a true, I guess, only blocking tight end. I guess he'll take the Levine Toilolo spot that was once, well, I guess, set aside for him. The grade on this one's a C+. Again, it's because you got to really develop this guy. 9 catches, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. We're not expecting him to come out and be George Kittle, but still, you want a dual threat tight end in the National Football League. If he's going to be a hybrid kind of fullback, lead blocker, jumbo package guy, then sure, I guess that makes sense. But overall, this was a little strange for the 49ers, but Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, offensive people. I mean, John Lynch defense, but still, Kyle Shanahan, offense. They saw something that I didn't, and so they went ahead and got Woerner out of UGA. Type me if you guys are ready for the 49ers 2020 season. Now, hopefully it happens. It should happen. If you guys are ready for it, type ME down below in the comments section. Final pick for 49ers in the 7th round. It was Jauan Jennings, the wide receiver out of Tennessee, at number 217 overall. Jennings is a very interesting prospect. Ran a 4.72 40 at the NFL Combine, was coming off of some injuries as well. He's had knee problems basically his entire career, and also had some off-the-field issues as well, where he didn't like the first Tennessee coaching staff, and then the new Tennessee coaching staff brought him back. It was a whole mess there at Tennessee. A dual-threat quarterback in high school. He's got some height, 6'3". I think you just bring him in here and mix him in with the wide receivers, and maybe Hurd doesn't work out. Hopefully he does, but Hurd doesn't work out. Maybe Jennings will. This is a later round, maybe a practice squad guy. It's very hard to go ahead and grade someone like this because we saw what they did at Tennessee, and I'll give it a B+. Tennessee, he caught 8 touchdowns, but still, a lot of knee injuries in his history, probably why he fell to the 7th round for our 49ers. Okay, give me a grade for the entire 49ers draft. That includes the trades. Give me a grade. Entire 49ers draft, give me a grade. Kinlaw, Aiyuk, the later round guys, Trent Williams, to me, it's an A. I mean, that's as good as the 49ers could have hoped for, but a team that has a plethora of great players. I mean, the rich just got richer with our 49ers. I think they did absolutely fantastic in all 7 rounds with all of their picks. This was an A+, not only by GM John Lynch, but obviously by Kyle Shanahan as well. Again, give me you guys full entire grade here on the 49ers report. I should be seeing a lot of A's. I'll be shocked if you guys are upset, but if you are, then I'll read the comments and I'll interact just like I always do. All the time we have for today on the 49ers report. There is our full grade, full draft coverage. I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.